the times have changed here in Europe. I've not touched the motherland soil in over 40 years. But I can see as I was toiling in the New World, this land has progressed without me. I began my return back home by visiting my sister, who remained in England after my departure. There, I was surprised to see her in a commoner setting.
Elizabeth, how are you, my dear?
Oh, I'm lovely, thank you.
I did not know you were coming, otherwise I would have prepared. Oh, here, come, let me show you my house.
My sister ushered me in and gave me a small tour of her home. Smoky hearths have been replaced with cleaner coal stoves, more efficiently warming the room, while the glass in windows have gotten more transparent, allowing the home to be brighter. The walls were filled with paintings, and the shelves were filled with books. I was shocked when Abigail told me that each room had only one purpose, because when I lived in England, each room had many functions. After the tour, we ate a dinner of potatoes, beans, and bread.
Here you go.
We all get our own plates?
Yes, we don't eat from one serving dish anymore, and we use these various utensils to eat our meals with. Here, try the potatoes.
These are very good. Are they from the Americas?
Yes, at first we Europeans were wary of the potato, but it turns out to be very nutritious. I am so thankful for all the imports from the Americas. They add such a diversity of vegetables to our meals, and due to the reduced prices, we commoners can afford rare luxury items like sugar, coffee, and tobacco.
You can thank the enslaved Africans for that.
Oh, Elizabeth. You've been in the colonies for decades, so you wouldn't remember how dull our meals used to be. Mostly bread, beans, and peas.
It's terrible.
Well, thanks to the New World, I can at least pretend to be a lady of status. Now, if I can only have cheese and meat like they can.
Don't you have access to milk? And can't you hunt for meat?
Well, yes, I do have access to milk, and I use it to make cheese and butter. But I can't keep any of it, oh no. I have to sell it all so I can pay taxes and land rents. Thank goodness merchants keep a reasonable pricing on food, otherwise I don't know how we'd survive.
You're guaranteed a reasonable price for food?
Oh, yes. We all believe, morally, food should be reasonably priced. We think that prices need to be fair and just, and the government should step in if the prices get too high. If the government doesn't, then we form riots.
That's nice that you all band together to keep prices low.
Yeah, I guess. But still, if the world was nice, wouldn't we all be given the right to hunt? I mean, that's how our ancestors lived, so why can't we?
Hunting isn't allowed anymore?
It's restricted to nobles and large landowners only.
How unfair.
Yes, we commoners hate it. Don't tell anyone, but it's the rule we break the most.
So it's the nobles that get all the meat.
Yes, they're practically carnivores, mainly eating meat and fish, along with delicious sweets, cheeses, and wines. My daughter works for a noblewoman, and she says that their dinners can last over 5 hours.
That's such a waste of time.
Yeah.
So the peasants eat mostly vegetables, and the nobles eat mostly meat.
Right.
So my guess would be that the commoners eat a combination of the two?
Yeah, the middle class. You got it. They admit still bread and beans form the basis of their meals, but... Oh, that must be my friend, Catherine. She told me she'd be stopping by. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Hello, Catherine. How good to see you.
Hi, Abigail. Oh, this must be your sister. Hello, I've heard so much about you.
Come in, come in. Come, have a seat by the fire.
The three of us engage in conversation and storytelling around the fireplace. Abigail and Catherine worked on sewing projects as we conversed.
Now, Abigail, I can tell you've been home all day. You need to go out tonight.
You are not taking me to another one of those blood sports.
Blood sports? Is that so popular?
Yes, indeed. Bull baiting and cockfighting.
Catherine took me to a cockfight last weekend, and it was absolutely terrible. 2 trained roosters with steel spurs basically slashed each other to the death. And to make matters worse, spectators were betting on the lives of the poor creatures.
Abigail, you're too soft. Wagering is the thing you do nowadays, since the elites are turning their private little affairs into public events, like horse racing.
You enjoy watching violent events?
Well, they're entertaining. I like attending boxing matches and bullfights, too.
I prefer going to the theaters and the fairs. However, it is nice to stay home and read, too.
What do you like to read?
The Bible, of course.
I read other material, too.
Yeah, chapbooks, which are basically religion-infused stories, prayers, and biographies of ideal Christians.
What is wrong with being devout?
Nothing. I'm just observing. I prefer reading entertainment stories.
Entertaining stories? Tell me more.
Fairy tales, medieval romances, great adventures, they're all the rage now. All the danger, magic, and superpowers help me escape from the hardships of daily life. And they give important lessons at the end, too.
Does your husband read as well?
Oh yes, he learned sooner than I did. He enjoys almanacs. They deal with practical matters.
Oh, sounds exciting.
I think William reads them because the elite find them useful too. It's one of the few commonalities of our culture.
Are almanacs interesting?
Sometimes they contain interesting facts and jokes, but mostly they contain information on household repairs, useful plants, and calendars with various events in them.
Ah, logical material. Sounds like the Enlightenment has hit Europe already.
Oh yes, most people were exposed to it.
How? There's still a large percentage of Europeans who can't read.
Word of mouth allowed the Enlightenment ideals to spread, especially in the urban areas.
And in the rural areas, people who were servants for the wealthy and educated heard about the ideas and shared them with the folks back home.
But for those who could read, cheap pamphlets were available, translating Enlightenment ideas into understandable language.
So most Europeans were exposed to the Enlightenment, but did not have an influence on their thoughts or life?
It did for some ordinary people. In fact, you may have heard of one of them back in the colonies, Thomas Paine.
Oh, the author of Common Sense.
Yes, he was a member of the working class, and he took in the Enlightenment ideals and incorporated them into that pamphlet attacking, well, the British government for the sake of the colonies.
Thanks to him, my home is in rebellion and wanting independence.
Hey, I know where you can release your frustration and anger. In fact, it's the reason I came over here in the first place. Come on!
Whoa, hello there. Where are you taking these women, Captain?
The carnival.
Carnival?
Ah, yes, that is occurring now, isn't it?
The carnival is an annual holiday that occurs in February or March. Peasants dress like nobles, men dress like women, and the rich wait on their servants. This holiday allows us to release our frustrations with life and society.
Only to return to the usual hierarchy and hard work afterwards.
Yeah, Catherine, I don't really want to go this year. The elite don't really like it as much anymore. They used to participate in the carnival, along with other fun activities like blood sports, religious festivals, and drinking and socializing in taverns. But in the later half of the century, they see it all as sin and vulgarity.
The elite are only attacking popular culture because they're linked with the clergy, who are trying to eliminate paganism and superstition. It's the clergy's belief, not theirs.
I don't want to go.
Come on, we can go out and dance, wear masks, drink, watch plays, and see crazy spectacles. I thought you wanted to act like a person of status.
I want to be a person of status. And nobles look down upon those leisurely activities now, so I'm not participating.
You are no fun.
Hello, Father, Mother, and Catherine.
And this is Elizabeth, my sister. Did you have a tough day, Miss Allens?
Yes, I'm really exhausted. I'd love a cup of coffee right now.
How about you go up and I wash up and I'll make you a cup?
Thank you.
Thank goodness doctors were affected by the Enlightenment also. Before, the common belief was that hot water allowed bad substances to enter your body, but now, doctors recommend bathing frequently. No more smelly people.
But didn't perfume and fresh linen mask the odor?
Yeah, if you could afford that.
How about we sit down?
Excellent idea.
Abigail, I've been wondering. You claim that you're part of a lower class, but yet you're always dressed so fashionably.
Thank you, sister. Nowadays, there's more variety in the market. From the color and material of the clothing to the accessories you can add to an outfit. Everybody is into it.
But I thought only the elite followed the trends.
Remember, she wishes to be wealthy. Plus, elite styles are being copied and produced at a cheaper price due to all the increase in women working in the textile business.
The colonial economies are also helped driving the price down due to their production of cotton and vegetable dyes.
Thanks to the enslaved Africans.
Also, I follow the trends because fashion allows me to express myself. I have a new sense of individuality. These clothes are a way for me to stand out above my peers.
The merchants of this day are using clever techniques to increase consumption of goods. They've started marketing campaigns causing fashionable clothes to be more desirable. They've opened fancy boutiques with large windows, allowing pedestrians to be drawn into the beautiful goods inside. And they've advertised the patronage or business of royal princes and princesses who wear their clothing. All these strategies together have caused a huge increase in clothing consumption.
The heavy emphasis on trends is creating great careers for fashion designers. Rose Burton, for example.
Ah, yes, one of the first women to make a career all by herself.
She designed clothes for royals and nobles.
You say that as if it's no big deal. Rose Burton came from a poor family in France and worked as a little shop assistant. Then she was selected by Marie Antoinette as an official retailer. A commoner got selected by the Queen of France to design her clothes. She became a successful entrepreneur, a celebrity. I would give anything to be that lucky.
Abigail's a little caught up in the consumer revolution, if you can tell.
What is that exactly?
It's a huge increase in consumption of goods and a shift in attitude towards consumerism. It started in the big cities of northwestern Europe and in the second half of the 18th century. The most obvious indicator of the revolution is the increase of clothing consumption, but other luxurious items such as fans, teapots, and watches are becoming affordable as well.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I think it was beginning to occur back in the colonies as well. It's weird to see peasants dressed up like elite.
Fashion is blurring the boundaries between social groups. It's getting harder to distinguish we commoners from the wealthy.
Is the consumer revolution only affecting women? I mean, why are all of you, the women, in colorful clothing, but you are not? Brilliant colors used to be in style for men, but now it looks like you've returned to traditional dress.
I believe men are simply tired of all the colors in excess.
It's just another gender distinction is all.
Oh, I forgot your coffee. I'll be right back.
Isn't it pretty late for coffee?
Yep, but Abigail read that one of the features of a luxurious lifestyle of the elite is having tea time, so she wanted to integrate that into her life. However, with the recently quickened pace of work, we need the coffee to keep us going strong.
You're addicted.
Everyone, schnikes.
And hooked onto colonial economies.
And their slavery. I'm conflicted. Here, I can spend my days attending sporting events and reading, with the assurance that I will be able to purchase food thanks to the just price. However, in Europe, due to the consumer revolution, I can see the beginnings of a materialistic society where what you own defines who you are and your worth. I think I will return to the colonies. Little do I know, it will all follow me there as well.